Look, if you've been on Foreplay or Magic Brief at all recently, then you'll realise that pretty much every single ad looks the exact same. Every single D2C brand is making the exact same ads, some handheld UGC footage with them unboxing the product and talking about how amazing it is and how much of a game changer it is. Followed by a quick demo, rinse and repeat. So let me show you how we achieved a 41% hook rate for this bag brand by doing something completely different.
How much can you actually fit in a cabin bag? Connor has a standard-sized cabin bag, should be more than enough. And Leona has a foldy. Ready? Okay, your plane leaves in 30 seconds. Get packing.
When we got into this brand's ad account, we realised the majority of the ads that were on there were UGC videos breaking down all the features of the bag. And although these were well performing, they didn't really give the brand a diverse, creative account. Instead, they just kind of merged into everyone's social feed. Look, we knew the Foldy had way more to offer. It is genuinely a really good product. And so we just simply wanted to show that instead of just telling people. And we wanted to do it in an entertaining way. So we came up with the idea of a Foldy game show. Basically, we staged a packing challenge between the Foldy and a conventional overhead hard suitcase. The two actors were given 30 seconds and they had to fit as much as they possibly could do into their bags. And surprise, surprise, the Foldy won.
Learn to pack.
Directly showing how versatile the product is compared to a traditional hard case. And the best part is the viewer watched it happen live. There was no doubt that the Foldy was the better product. Now, the Foldy had a lot of things going for it. Expandable storage, a waterproof pocket, all these different things that in a normal UGC ad we just talk about and show them, but instead in the game show we allow them to come up naturally. For example, she says in the video the reason why she can fit so many things in the bag is because of the extendable storage that gives you 20% more space. So instead of us just telling the customer that, we're telling them, but also we're showing them it actually happening and visually how much more space it's giving them. It created visual proof that the Foldy product was superior to its competitor. And the best part is because we framed this as a game show, it came up much more organically and the content in general looked like something that you'd probably see on YouTube or TikTok instead of an ad that's trying to sell you something. This might look like a pretty simple video to create, but I can tell you a lot of work went into this. We shot the entire thing in a 2-hour window in our studio. We had in the end about 3 cameras running. One of them was an iPhone to get like full coverage wide. Then we had another one, which was again another wide. And then we had a rolling camera, which was off to the side, picking off footage of both the actors. And then the most essential part is we did this multiple times. We had multiple takes. The reason we did this is so that we can mix and match different parts from different takes to make the video as entertaining as possible. We didn't want to leave anything up to chance, that if we were just hoping to catch all this in just one go, it simply wasn't going to happen. Now, the actors, this wasn't scripted, this was entirely improvised. Before it, I sat down with both the actors, I showed them the product, we talked through it, and I showed them the advantage that the Foldy has to the standard suitcase. So I left the product with them, I went and did some work, I came back about half an hour later after they'd had an opportunity to warm up together and get to know the product a little bit, and we had a little chat about what they were thinking of doing. And they'd actually come up with this like whole idea on what they were going to say and how they were going to frame it entirely themselves, because I'd pre-warned them that this was improv. So this meant when we actually went into the studio and we started going, they already had a plan and they were already warm with each other, so they kind of did everything themselves. I was actually off camera with a microphone. You can hear me in the ad.
Leona, you've got the Foldy. Talk to us about the technique.
And I'm giving them directions. I'm prompting them on things to say. This is pushing them in the direction that I want them to go. Because again, although they know the product and they familiarize themselves with it, they don't know what sells. They don't know what works, but I do. So I'm pushing the conversation in that direction. In this, thankfully, we were able to keep me in because it was almost like the game master of the whole thing. In fact, a little cameo at the end, you can see me walk on and do a little check of the bags. This was very much a run and gun shoot. Everything was improv. We kind of worked it all out as we went. We had like an idea of what we wanted to create, but it didn't really come together until the edit. At this point, I would love to insert some behind the scenes, but unfortunately there was only 2 of us on set, and so we didn't get any behind the scenes because the entire production studio was off sick. It was just me and my business partner Nick that filmed, did sound, directed everything, because everyone else was really poorly. Now, unfortunately, I can't go into specific details about the results of this ad, but I'm looking at them now, and you know what? It shows signs that there are audiences that want this type of content. It's got a really solid hook rate of around 40%, and across the variations that we did, which were like different edits of it, some a bit quicker, some got into the meat of it a little bit faster, it's showing real good signs that this could be a format that will work. But here's the thing that you need to remember when you're testing completely new ideas like this. They might not result in a winning ad, and you need to come to terms with that. But the important thing here is what you learn along the way. It's looking at your metrics like your hook rate and your hold rate to see whether you're hooking the right customer and holding the right customer. Because you learn just as much from a losing ad as you do a winner ad. So just because it didn't end up, making you a millionaire doesn't necessarily mean that it's a complete waste. And that's the most important thing you need to learn about any type of creative testing and just making any type of ad creative. It's all a learning experience. But the important thing, and that's why we made this, is for creative diversity. The more creative diversity that you can put into your ad account, the better. Listen, if you're a brand who's just trying to blend in, making the same videos over and over again, then it might be time to rethink your strategy a little bit and maybe try something like a game show format. And if you happen to be a brand that's spending over 70,000 on your ads, then let's have a chat. You can scan the QR code, which is on screen, or you can click the link down below to book a call with me, and I'd love to have a conversation. And a little bonus, if you want to learn how to make and write scripts like we do at Fraggell, I made a video on it. It's called How to Write Winning Scripts for Meta. Till then, keep on testing, keep creating, and I'll see you in the next one.